Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here coming to you live. That's right, we are live on August 30th, 2023. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. I hope that you are off to a great start, well, we're not the start of the week, we're in the middle of the week. I hope your week has been great. I hope that you're getting a lot of stuff done. I'm here a little early today to accommodate some schedules and get some stuff done, so don't worry if you can't listen live. You can always listen to the podcast, download the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. Of course, the more those downloads come through, the better it is for our ratings and reviews and all that kind of stuff. So like, subscribe, share, do all of the good stuff. I want to remind you that coming up in September, here real soon at the end of September, we are going to be hosting with Up Next Charlie West. I'm going to be doing the inoculation against agency BS presentation. That presentation is covering some of the unfortunate truths about the marketing industry and how, there is a lot of deception, especially when it comes to national agencies and trying to get you to spend money on ad spends that you're probably not prepared to spend money on. There's some simple steps that you can do and a little bit of market information that you can have to help you make sophisticated ad spends, and that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about on that date. So be sure, check out the comments, check out the description. I will post the link to that. Please be sure to sign up for that. It's only $15, and it goes to benefit the folks at Up Next Charlie West, and I hope that you can be a part of it. So let's dive right in and let's get started today. I want to welcome a really cool guest with me here today. He is the owner of an organization called Building Appalachia. They've been in business for over 7 years, so he's been at it. We're going to talk a little bit about what he's doing. He's doing the kind of stuff that a lot of people like to read about. There's tons of, when it comes to business development, these are the kinds of things that a lot of people try to get into in the market and reading about, and he's actually doing it, so we're going to find out how he's pulling it off. So with all that said, I want to welcome Jordan Crist. Jordan, tell me, what's your hustle, buddy?
My hustle is real estate. Anything with a house on it, I like to buy it. So we have, like you said, been in business for 7 years. We were primarily house flippers when we first started, and we've transitioned quite strongly to the rental property game. So we have quite a few rentals, probably 80 to 100 doors right now that we're renting out. We still do a little bit of flips and some sales to other landlords, but primarily we are rental property owners, landlords, whatever you want to call us.
Now, before I get any further at all into this, I do have to ask you, if you spend any time looking into businesses, if you look into business coaching, how to start a business, entrepreneurs, whatever, real estate always comes up. Everybody's trying to sell you their real estate course, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people that are actually successful, especially when it comes to the house flipping business. So tell me, what is it that's made you different? How have you been able to maintain this business for 7 years?
That's interesting you say that. We are part of one of those programs. We paid quite a bit of money. I like to call it our PhD in house flipping. It got us started. It got us a strong network. This is a national group. I won't say that I use everything that they do because other parts of the country are just different than West Virginia. So I would say what's setting us apart or how we've got to where we are is education first. You've got to educate yourself on anything before you get into business. And this business in specific, there are so many things to learn, and there are so many different ways to buy houses, renovate them, sell them. Real estate's a very complex game, but once you find a niche and you simplify yourself, I think that's where our successes come in. We took some lumps early on, took some losses, learned from them, kept on going, got through the COVID wave when everybody was scared and what was going to happen. We kept buying during that time, and now it's starting to pay off. So the last 3 or 4 years, we've been really focused on our rental portfolio, bringing these really dilapidated houses. And I know you've seen them just driving around Charleston. You can't barely go down a street in 25302 without seeing a boarded up home. So
and homes with lots of potential in them if you know what you're looking for, right?
Exactly. And you're just bringing property values up of the neighbors, the street, the city itself. And there's a ton of them out there. There are other flippers in our market, and we're all very familiar with each other, and we're really not competition to each other either. I just had this conversation with a young man that's just getting started out and we toured all of his projects, and we give tips and tricks to each other. But I like to see hometown kids doing the same thing that we're doing, and just trying to build a better neighborhoods. We grew up here and rode my bike around this town for all growing up. So it's fun and it's rewarding when we just sold a house to a lady. She's been looking for a home for 2 years. She's been in our Facebook messaging us for 2 years, and we were finally able to pair her up with a property and get her a great deal on it. It's a beautiful house. So little things like that, super rewarding. I bought properties from my high school teachers, babysitters, just all kinds of people. And I've sold to friends and rented to friends. Jacob rents to quite a few of his family members. So
it sounds to me, Jordan, it sounds to me like you're saying a couple of things. You're saying, first off, you got to be adaptable. You can't just take that cookie cutter approach. That one program is not going to fit for everybody, right?
Correct. And it really doesn't fit for us. Those guys are out of New Jersey and California. Their property values are quite different than ours. The templates, the kitchen designs, the bathroom designs that they use are a little bit more California than West Virginia. So you've got to adapt to your market. It's a relationships game. Relationships with your sellers, relationships with your lenders. We raise capital through people, human beings. My dad, my attorney, my jeweler right here in town are lenders of ours. So people in the community loan on our projects, and we give them a hefty ROI for keeping our business going. Then you're going to have relationships with banks, to refinance or sell or replace a potential buyer with a bank that in town could help them out in their situation. Relationships with your tenants and your contractors. So I can talk to the VP of the bank, and then I can talk to my maintenance guy. They're on completely different people, but you have to, be able to communicate with everybody and get a lot of things done in one day. So there's a lot going on over here.
And you've got to build up that network. You tell me if I'm right about this. You got to build up this network because you don't know exactly where what you need is going to come from. So the more you spread that web and the more you spread that net, the more likely it is your luck is going to increase. But it's not really luck, is it?
It's not luck. It's yeah, you get lucky here and there. But really it's a relationship game and fine-tuning what you're doing to match well with your market and the people that contribute to your company. And I think me and you cross paths at Cross Country Mortgage, who's a small local bank here in town in South Charleston, which is where I grew up. And going to those little events like that, Charleston Area Alliance events. You had an event there at the baseball park a couple of weeks ago. I was down with the hernia surgery, so I couldn't make it. But little things like that. That's how you get yeah, exactly. The next one. That's how you get connected with your community and wearing your logo everywhere, letting people know what you're doing, and seeing how you can help each other. That's the name of the game, really.
It sounds to me, too, like there's a real strong element of passion in what you do as well. You're talking about your neighborhood you grew up in. You're talking about things that you do. And I understand, the thing that people don't understand is you don't like every second of the workday, but that doesn't mean you're not passionate about your work, right?
Everything's a challenge. If you all business owners face challenges every single day, and you've got to be able to adapt and come up with solutions. I have an engineering background, industrial engineering. That is a solutions-based degree. So when a problem comes up, we got to find solutions, and that's it. The property, the real estate is the product, but the business is actually a relationships and a systems business, right? Just with the house as the ending product instead of a toy or a cheeseburger or whatever it is, whatever business media, that's the product.
Right. Well, I know a lot of realtors, and they say we've got a major inventory problem in West Virginia because we've got so many people moving in. I know you're helping to knock a dent in that problem. I really appreciate it. Believe it or not, we're already coming up on our time here. So I want to ask you real quick, is there anything you want to leave the other hustlers with, especially young hustlers that are first starting out or trying to get, their foot in the door no matter what their business is? What should they expect, and what should they bring to the table?
Yeah, just keep after it. You are going to fail, and that's okay, right? You're going to get There's going to be failures. If you just win, win, win all the time, you really don't learn anything. So take your failures as a learning lesson, adapt, change, pivot, whatever you've got to do to stay in business. At our 3 and 4 year mark, we were considering quitting. But as soon as you quit, the success is right around the corner. So if you just stay in there, stay humble, and stick with it, then you'll make it through at the end with some passion and some hustle.
Awesome. Jordan, thank you so much for being on with me today. Hang on for just a second, and I'll say goodbye to you, but I'm going to say goodbye to the folks, and I'll be right back, okay?
Sure.
All right, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching here today. I want to remind you one more time that you can check out my inoculation against agency BS presentation. That's going to be coming up with Up Next Charlie West at the end of September. Check out the Building Appalachia website. All you have to do is Google Building Appalachia. You'll find them, and they've got a Facebook page where they're always posting stuff, and they got all kinds of cool stuff going on. So be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching today. Hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye for now.